I thought it was like a really simple. It told a very simple story of a girl pretty much running away from the gang, the local gang.
Right.
And then one thing led to another. And it's a very simple story, but just watching the John's previous work,
Mm.
he portrays emotions really vividly. And so, I thought it would be a very interesting piece to work on. Yeah,
You,
and I would so the
yeah.
simplicity was what I was drawn to. Right. I think you have to come up with some kind of background story
Right.
to have the Japanese family, doing a puppet show in the 1600s Scotland.
Right.
So, but there was actually a history of samurai
Mm.
envoy sent by Tokugawa's to Spain, actually.
Oh,
And then yeah, actually, I did a TV program, like a travel show when I was back in Japan,
nice.
following the footsteps of those samurais in 1600s, and they were actually headed towards the Vatican. They made it,
Mm.
never made it to the Vatican, but actually some samurais stayed in Spain,
Right.
and then there's a village called Japon.
Mm.
And so, I just started, and some of them went north to
I see.
Scotland. So, the background of Fujin, maybe he wasn't like real samurai,
Mhm.
uh, uh, someone who was born in the like a traditional clan or anything, but maybe he was a merchant or not someone not so high ranked in Japan. So, he looked elsewhere to find his life. And so, he doesn't have the swordmanship, um, but he had to do anything to make a living. So, he came up with the samurai, the show, the puppet show. So I guess that was the background. Gentle with actors is one thing I can say about him. And he wrote the piece, but he doesn't push it, you
Mm.
know, onto the actors. I'm sure he has certain images of characters, but he doesn't force that on actors, and leaves freedom for us actors to develop, and that I really appreciated it. I appreciate it, um, and he's a painter too, I think.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so he's really an artist, and he trusts. Um, I guess I think he trusts actors in
Mm.
a way. Yeah, in a good way. And then the Robbie, the DP was really he works closely with John on the previous works.
Right.
So, he was the engine of the film, I mean, of the production, I guess, too. It's interesting that you pointed out, because when I got there, I don't think I only had like 1 week of prep in
Oh, I
Scotland,
see.
and then I did a couple of days with Kōki to do the sword fight, the fighting sequence. But I only had pretty much one day with wardrobe, and what they had was what they had, or we had. So, they came up with something like kimono, but it was too short, or um, it wasn't right. I mean, like from a Japanese perspective, you know, um, but we sort of improvised along the way. But that's what Fujin was. He didn't have any Japanese shop, in 1600 Scotland. So, he probably improvised with what he could find in town or what he had originally. So, I kind of enjoyed that. And then the one, like a big scarf that I had over my shoulder was supposed to be worn as I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was like a scarf or something, but it was too big to be a scarf. And it was like one of the big like furoshiki. And then
yes.
yeah, and then they had this like the trademark on the back of it. And I think it says like the sakaya,
Right.
like the liquor store or whatever.
Right.
So, it wouldn't be like so authentic to show that. So like I put it like hidden on the back so that the camera wouldn't see too much of it. But I kind of enjoy that improvisation. So that in a way helped me build my character Fujin. Well, there's nothing I can say. I mean, well, I guess maybe um Japanese person working abroad, but you're gonna like you have to find your own way,
Right.
and there's not really much you can say to help. So, but she was great, doing a great job. She was, a good leader, great leader on set. And, you know, she has a good teacher at home, her
Yeah,
father.
obviously.
So what can I say?
Right. I
There's
see.
nothing for me to say. But, she kept a good rapport with everyone. So good attitude, you know. So she was great. We didn't really discuss the Japanese elements um he had in mind particularly, but so he was sort of leaving the Japanese part to us, to make it authentic. But I guess um I'm not sure. Like he's really um knowledgeable in Japanese films, and then like he has seen like way more films that I have. I mean Japanese films, so he's more knowledgeable than I am. So, but we didn't talk too much about it. But I guess I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I think he sees a lot of similarities between samurai film and Western. I mean, so that's why he did it. And he said he wanted to do it for a long time. He wanted to make something like this, Tornado, long time. So I think he sees that like similarities, like for example, like a duel
Right.
with Fujin and Tim Roth's character and something like that. And so I don't know. I really don't know. What's in his mind actually. I've only started working abroad or internationally like 5 years, 6 years ago.
Five
So I
years.
can't,
Right,
I can't really speak for those behind, before me.
right.
But I'm sure like there's like a lot of people behind the camera. I mean, the staff, crew involved from Japan. From that perspective, for example, like the script, they check multiple layers of authenticity,
Mm,
language and the facts and the historical facts if it's like a samurai film, and
mm,
so I guess um like in general, like audience know
mm.
um lot more than like a studio uh like assumes, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
So I guess you can't really lie on those points. So I guess not so much on the actor's side, but I guess from the production perspective,
Mm,
there's a lot more people involved
mm.
in that, I guess. Well, Jack Lowden, I was a big fan from
Mm.
Slow Horses, and he
Okay.
was great. I only had one day with him on set, and I didn't have a direct scene with him.
Mm,
But like on set, he kept himself like
mm.
sort of away from us. I don't know, maybe he was focusing on his character. But
Right.
Tim was a great guy. I mean,
Yeah.
I had so much fun
Mm,
working with him on set, and just head to head with him on one scene. And he's really subtle, but very effective.
mm,
And I learned so much from him. And we did have a rehearsal
mm,
session the day before, and I learned to see I got to see how he works and how he creates scenes, and it was great. And Tim, you know, came to the film festival in
mm.
Glasgow, and we got to spend a lot of time together. So yeah, I mean, he was a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me to wrap it up, ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。